Hi, Victor Menasce here. I'm here with Rich Danby from Rich Auto Investments. Great to see you, Rich.
You too, Victor.
Rich, let's talk today about flipping. A lot of people go to these courses, these 3-day workshops on the weekend and come away saying, I want to flip houses. What's that all about, especially here in the Ottawa market?
Sure. Well, flipping can be a great strategy to create income and even replace your job. But there's a lot of risk involved in flipping homes. When you're renovating, you have to create a budget. You have to factor in all of those expenses before you buy the property, because the expression goes, you make your money when you buy, which is especially important when you're investing in flips.
So let's start by defining a flip. So what I'm hearing you say is that we're talking about a buy, fix, and sell transaction.
Exactly.
Okay. And so what are the target kind of properties that you look for when you're looking to do a buy, fix, and sell?
Sure. Well, what I like to do is I like to try to stay within the middle class, because if you're buying properties that are really like low-end townhouses, that kind of stuff, the margins really are not there. If you go up into the higher-end stuff, into the $1 million homes, then you're really limiting the buyers after you're done. So right. You try to stick within what the majority of the market is looking for.
Right. But you want to be, I guess, in an area where you're going to attract the value. So you don't want to be the most expensive house on a block. Maybe if you buy the cheapest house on a block, you're now going to bring it up to the level of the rest of the neighborhood, correct?
Yeah, absolutely. You have to know who your end user is going to be. So it's important to, as you said, pick the right neighborhoods, pick the right properties. Also pick the right finishings when you're renovating inside. Sometimes people get caught up in renovating to suit their own tastes and style. I highly recommend going with a consultant to at least get up to date as to what the current styles and trends are, and incorporate that into your renovation project.
Right. And so when you look to purchase a property for the purpose of a buy, fix, and sell, how deep a discount? Let's say you're starting with a particularly easy property.
Right.
Call it paint and carpet.
Sure.
As the scope of the renovation. How deep a discount do you need to get in order for that kind of a project to make sense?
Right. Okay, so the basic math, and I use this math when talking to realtors to help eliminate the amount of what about this emails. So what I say is this. If the property value after you're done renovating is $100,000, then I want to make sure that I'm not paying anything more than $75,000 up front. So 75% of the after repair value. If it needs work like windows, roof, or furnace, those are big ticket items, then I want to make sure in that scenario that I'm at 65% or lower.
Okay. And how hard is that to find a property at such a deep discount?
It's hard. The reality is that great properties with, that are ideal for making those kind of profits, when they come up, there are many people out there that are looking for them. So you really have to work with, I say don't work with just one realtor, but build relationships with different realtors, because not everybody is sitting by their computer 24 hours a day waiting for that listing to come up. So, you can also find those properties yourself, because on the MLS, you go into multiple competition when something great comes up on the market, which then does what? It forces the property price up, right? So if you're out there finding your own opportunities, then you can prevent that from happening.
Talk to me a little bit about that all-important 48-hour pre-listing window and how that can be key in getting a property.
So before it becomes on the market, you say. Well, the thing is, it goes back to relationships. So the more people that you network with as realtors and build relationships, the more likely it is that you're going to get a call. Now, for me particularly, because I'm known to be one of the people that flip here in Ottawa and I buy lots of properties, I'm the top of people's minds when they see a good opportunity come out, because they know I'm a buyer and I will buy the property if they tell me about it.
So it's not just about your potential buyer. When you sign a contract, you actually close, you perform.
Exactly. And so, if you want to flip a property or even buy a property, it's going to be so much easier to build a team if you're known for a person who gets deals done.
So when it comes to doing deals, you need two things. You need deals, you need money. You need deals, you need money. Mm-hmm. And sometimes you have more deals than money. Sometimes you have more money than deals. Yeah. How do you balance that? How do you put that together?
Well, I can tell you it's always having more money than deals. It's harder to find deals than it is to find money, because there's a lot of Canadians out there who are looking for a solution to where their funds are now, where they're not performing. So real estate definitely provides that for them. So really, in order to create those opportunities, you just have to constantly be out there building relationships and moving forward.
What are the risks?
Risks? Well, the risk of flipping is losing a lot of money. And a lot of people do. So what I would say this is, you flipped homes before, right?
Yes, I have.
You've told the story about your first flip, and your first flip, tell us about that.
The very first flip I did, I actually lost money. Now, it was a well-done project. I bought the property as a power of sale from one of the Tier 1 banks, and I thought I bought it at a good price. I made two mistakes. Mm. Number one, I believed the realtor that was selling me the property what the after repair value would be.
Right.
And that number was incorrect. He wanted to sell me a home.
Right.
And so I should have done a better job of my due diligence.
Mm-hmm.
The second was perhaps a little bit outside my control. The property itself had some moisture issues. Moisture came from a blocked drain in the garage.
Right.
And so there was actually a lot of mold in the basement as a result. Some inspector went through there, saw the mold, and made some comment to somebody that this might have been a grow operation for marijuana.
Really?
And that ended up appearing in a database at one of the mortgage insurance companies that this property was now stigmatized as a grow op, and they were not willing to provide mortgage insurance. So as soon as that happened, now of course there's no proof, but there was really no evidence that there was a grow operation in that property, yet somehow this property became stigmatized. As a result, we ended up having to losing a sale contract, put it back on the market, have to disclose to all future buyers that this property was potentially stigmatized, and we ended up selling it at a discount, and I ended up losing money as a consequence for absolutely no reason.
So you gave an example of something that was out of your control,
correct,
right?
Yeah.
Aside from trusting a realtor and not getting a second opinion from somebody you didn't have a pre-established relationship with. But the story you told was just proof that it doesn't really matter how much experience you have, there still is the potential to lose money.
There is the potential, absolutely.
Right. So this is the way I look at it. If you are buying your first flip and doing it, even if you break even,
yes,
I think about it as university. You go to university, you're there in university for 4 years, you end up with a massive debt when you leave. Right. If you flip a house and you didn't lose money, or you just lost a little bit of money, you could consider that tuition.
That's a cheap education.
Exactly.
Yeah. And look, if you're listening to this particular audio and video, hopefully you're not doing it in your car. Automobile University is fine for a podcast, but not for video.
Right.
Maybe Kitchen College is better. So, if you've got more questions and you want to learn more about flipping houses, feel free to click on the link below. We'll be happy to answer your questions. Maybe we'll feature your question on one of the future episodes. And Rich, great information, and good luck with your future projects.
Thank you so much.